All right, good evening, good evening. It is currently 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. It is May 16th. My name is Joachim Radio here. Let's talk about our May 15th recap. We went 2-1. If you want to count it, 3-1. If you guys were following my Discord again, to follow my Discord and my X, my other socials, make sure you guys are going on YouTube and looking at my comment section. And I pinned a comment talking about my links to get into Discord server, to Instagram and to X. And if you also don't use YouTube as much and don't have it downloaded, maybe even go to Instagram at Joachim Radio, where you can also find my YouTube, my Discord, and my X. So the Discord shows all of exclusive analysis and just like a bunch of live betting. So yeah, I posted that we want to do the Spurs minus 4.5, but we also added a 2.5 too. The other two plays consist of this game as the Detroit Pistons go on and win on the road in the Rocket Arena. Not Quick and Loans, Rocket Arena. Yeah. 115-94 as they tie this series in what's going to be the best two words in sports tomorrow, Game 7. But let's bring it back to here. We had Jalen Duren under 21.5 PRA. He had 22.5. He had that extra rebound over Jared Allen, and he just bodies him in the paint and shows him what's up. And you look, as a Pistons fan, you gotta like that. Yeah, as he had just outgraded Mobley and Allen, and then inexcusable as far as Cleveland. As far as the rebounds and turnovers for both these teams, they're pretty similar. As far as the assists, Detroit just passed the ball more, had more cooperation with each other, and just more of a bind that night. Meanwhile, they had only 15 assists in Cleveland. So it also has to help that the Pistons shot over 50% from the field and then 44% from three, while Cleveland shot 39% on the field and like 35 from three. So huge differences as far as percentages in the field and from the 3-point line. But that's what you get. You win by double digits here, and you're gonna go back home where you go stupid, dummy, crazy to eventually, hopefully, win the series, which we'll talk about that later. So Jalen Duren didn't get that. Very unfortunate as we get the 22.5 there. And then the Pistons, we got that hit. They went outright. We had it at plus 3.5. Only put one unit because, again, all the home teams have pretty much won. And if you were following that Raptors series and Cleveland series, and then following this series, I mean, yeah, it sucks to lose back-to-back games where you chose the home team and they both lost in Game 5 and Game 6. But if you would complete and compile all your bets, you'd be 11-2 if you just kept riding with the home teams leading up to this point. So not too bad. You guys are up 9 units. So congrats to you guys. So yeah, let's talk about the other game after. Just a complete annihilation as San Antonio takes care of the business in Minnesota. Just lackluster. I'm not even talking about stats here. It's just lackluster performances by the unit of the Timberwolves. I mean, you have Anthony Edwards who's again on one leg, and then Julius Randle just pouring I don't even want to say it. He just didn't play well, honestly. Spurs almost score 140 points. They win by 200 plus. This is kind of what I thought was going to happen. I thought Chris Finch was going to outcoach Mitch Johnson, but you can only do so much with Wembanyama as the alien in the whole core who could just do about anything he wanted to do. So we know that in the NBA world that we usually, besides OKC fans, you want to bet for the underdogs to win. So this team is the only team that could basically try to beat OKC. This is probably the only team in the West that can beat them. So it'll be a fun 7-game series. We'll talk about in our next video here. But again, Spurs annihilate him here with 139-109. Not much for me to say. I mean, it just started from the top. Stephon Castle just didn't miss in the first quarter, and then it was kind of all she wrote as just got out tough in Minnesota, which you can only do so much with the loss of Dante DiVincenzo. And then I just feel like with DiVincenzo out, you didn't feel the camaraderie between the Wolves in that last game there last night. So fortunate for Minnesota fans, but it's kind of the luck of the odds here. But heading into tomorrow's slate at 8 p.m. Sunday, Game 7, we see the Pistons, the home team, favored minus 4.5 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who was at a plus 150 money line in the over-under of 206. And I have two bets for this game. In my completely honest opinion, I'm having this feeling in my mind where the this game 7 reminds me of game 7 Orlando Detroit. I mean, I just getting this weird feeling. I think it's too low. I think they could possibly win by 8 or 7 points. So I think Detroit wins it here. Again, if you chose the home team, you have a high chance of winning, and that's my honest opinion. Detroit just again outgritted Cleveland, carrying that momentum into Game 6, into Game 7, and then Cleveland again. Like you have more talent, you have more skill, but you just not pretend, but you just consistently become lackluster. And they haven't really changed for the past like 2 or 3 years. They kind of been in that middle ground, despite being number 1 seed last year. But in my honest opinion, I just think with the Pistons, with how they're rolling and how they want to play this game, look, Game 7, it's probably going to go under at 206. I'm not going to bet that. But with Game 7, you're playing a much slower pace. You're taking care of the ball more. Yeah, sure. Kid Cunningham is turning over the ball 8 to 7 times a game, but it's because he's doing so much work. And I just feel like it will be less because you're playing in Detroit. And it also doesn't help that it's at 8 p.m. If it was a 3:30 p.m. game, I would favor Cleveland here. I just have this feeling with like Cleveland, just like when you play like a game of 21 or a game of like 5-on-5, like you lose a game, you want to get back on the court quickly. And usually Sunday games are early, like 12 o'clock, 3:30, 5 o'clock. This game's at 8 p.m. So everyone is going to be coming and driving all the way up to Detroit, mostly Detroit fans, and going to show out for them. So in my honest opinion, again, like a young group, but they've been in this position before as they came back from a 3-1 deficit against Orlando and then did it again here as they go to Game 7 in Cleveland. Or sorry, not in Cleveland, but against Cleveland. So I think it's too short. I think it's giving me a familiar feeling of Orlando and Pistons Game 7. So I took the -4.5 just to play it safe here, but I wouldn't be mad if you guys went to like 6.5, 7.5. Who has the better player? Cade Cunningham. Who doesn't show up in Game 7? James Harden. This is simple. Other than that, my other bets I have. I have my favorite player. I know I lost this game yesterday, but if it ain't broken, don't fix it. I mean, I'm 6-1 or sorry, 6-2 when I bet this prop. It is Jalen Duren. He's at plus 100 on FanDuel for on a 22.5 under for PRA. He got 22 last game. I expect Jared Allen and Mobley and whoever big they have to step up and to kind of shut him down and limit his ISO scoring and offensive and defensive rebounds. 22 is a little too high for me. That's my favorite play as well. Again, 6-2 when you bet under on his PRA, and then same thing if you bet the home team. You only lost 2 of them at the 11 games or out of the 13 games if you were following that Raptors series. So don't fix if it ain't broken. I'm gonna stick with the home team here at Pistons -4.5, and then Jalen Duren under 22.5 here. Other than that, make sure you guys are again following, subscribing, and engaging in my links here as far as Discord, YouTube, Instagram, and X. And you can also make sure you guys follow Famo Bets on Instagram at Famo Bets. Good luck. Tell your own risk. Gamble responsibly, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.